Naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay, na minsan kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Sabihin ko na sana, Merry Christmas. No? Malapit na. Ano ba ngayon? Today's the second day of December na ho. December. Good evening. Ayan. So welcome ho sa ating program. Happy Thursday to everybody. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN, and this is Immigration Corner on a Thursday night. So sana nasa mabuti ho kayong kalagayan. Sa ating mga kababayan sa apat na sulok ng United Kingdom, good evening ho, no? Welcome sa ating program. At doon sa mga kababayan natin na nakikinood doon sa atin, no? Na sa apat din na sulok ng Europa at sa buong mundo, no? Pati sa Pilipinas, may nanonood sa atin as early as now, no? Anong oras na ba ron? Almost 4 in the morning. And yet, marami hong nanonood doon, no? Nakikinood doon sa atin. So, kung saan man bahagi kayo ng mundo naroon mga kababayan at kabayan, welcome mo sa ating palatuntunan. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN, no? At syempre, kasama natin, hindi ho ako rito, wala ho akong alam dito. Maski mag-host ho ako rito, isang isa't kalahati, wala ho kayo mapupulot sa akin dahil wala ho ako alam sa immigration. Nakakakuha na ako pasundot-sundot lang. Siyempre, maski nga sa eskwelahan, di ba? Maski bobo ka, kung kompleto. Kaya nga pagka-complete attendance, pinapasa ng teacher Kasi, maski paano ho, di ba? Pagka perfect attendance ka, maski anong purol ng utak mo, may matututunan ka, maski konti. So, ayan ho, ito yung ating maestra for tonight. Range and beauty rin to. Long hair ho to, parang yung si Joan Baez na singer noong araw, no? A very popular folk singer. Ladies and gentlemen, the managing partner of Douglas Simon Solicitors, the one and only LIRA SIMON-CABATBAT. Take it away. Happy Thursday pala. Oh, yeah, no.
Happy cold December Thursday, Sonny. I'm so pleased to be here. Oh, tingnan mo. Where? Oh, dito, no? Diyan. Red and blue tayo ngayon, ha?
Yes,
red and blue.
Oo nga.
Tingnan mo, meron pang batik-batik, ha?
Oo, ay batik-batik din sa akin. Parang may mga dot na
Yeah.
ano. Yeah, so it's nice to see you. I'm glad. It's a welcome day. I mean, looking forward. Mamaya kasama na naman natin. Masaya na naman kami ni Attorney Lira, no? Because we talk about immigration, and other things, no? We talk about our situation dito. Oy, teka muna. Na-job ka na ba? Meron ka na bang booster job or something?
Next, the booster, I think next week ata. Next week, meron ako. So December na, no? Yeah. I think it's next week.
This is not the flu job, This is the booster job, okay.
Booster. Yeah.
Paano ba nakuha yan? Because kamukha ka rin ni si Attorney Dana Quinto, meron na siya this Saturday ang schedule niya. Ako wala pa. I'm looking forward to, yes, because I'd like to be protected. Kailan na sa'yo?
I think I'm pretty sure it's next week na nga. Nung nag-book ako, I mean the first possible time na pwede ko nga makuha, I did, no? So they text me to say you can, and initially I tried to, sabi nila not yet because it's less than 6 months it seems, no? But I think now hindi mo kailangan maghintay ng 6 months. But it's they text me and I was able to book. So
good for you. Ako, I haven't received any text. I received a flu jab test. Flu jab test tuloy sabi ko. Text.
Yeah.
Ayun, I that was the only one. I was waiting for my ano pangalan ito, yung sa booster ko. Because yun na importante, di ba? Lalo na ngayon, may Omicron tayo, the variant. Are you wearing mask now, di ba? We're going back to wearing masks in supermarkets ba? Sa bang wearing mask natin ngayon, attorney?
Yeah, I think supermarkets at saka shops. sabi nila.
Shops.
Weirdly,
Oh, okay.
weirdly, cafes and pubs, I don't think are yet included, But I mean, look,
Really?
ako, it's not a big ask, So I always have a mask anyway, So in my bag. So kung saan man pumupunta nga ngayon, I just put it on. So it's not a big ask. So let's just all do it. So hopefully nga, there's no Christmas lockdown with any luck. Pero tingnan natin. It's sad, no? This would be I suppose now is it the third Christmas now? May problema tayo, no? Second Christmas because 2020.
Second
diba?
Christmas
Yeah,
natin.
second Christmas because 2019 Christmas hindi pa gaano, no?
Di pa. January, pagpasok na the following year, early next. But it was towards the December yata ng 19 that there were already this, parang concerns about it, no? And then nag-ano na ng January. Pero I agree with you, no? It's not more of an ask, but it's to protect yourself. If you love your life, which is the only one that you have at the moment, di ba? Wala ka namang tipong, uy, magre-reincarnate ako. Wala namang ganun eh. So, this is our life right now and we have to make the most of it. And siyempre, if we want to lengthen our lives, diba? Tsaka abnormal times, we really have to do all of these things, no? Yung mga precautionary measures natin just to wear this mask. So, yeah. Well, malungkot, no? Pero that's the reality now. There's probably going to be future variants, no? As we go along. Siguro, the UK has already UK yata has already ordered the Pfizer and Moderna for the next 2 years. No, mga vaccines. This is with the parang ano yan you will be updating yung yung vaccines nyo as ano yan as ano ba ito? As the virus ba tawag dito? Mutates?
Yeah, the virus
It's a virus.
mutates.
Virus, diba? Virus, tama, oo. Kasi there's a difference between a virus, bacteria, yung mga ganun-ganun, no? Okay, attorney, well, Echo, how was your week? Kamusta naman?
Oh, well, I mean, it's mainly, again, like last week, unfortunately, I'm just trying to keep myself warm, no? Ang lamig nga ngayon, but I'm not complaining. I rather like, I like actually winter. Or rather, I don't mind winter time. It's nice. Kung hindi nga lang umuulan, I like to be outside. So it's,
Really?
it's
With
just
0
busy.
degree, 0 degree, 2 degrees, ganyan, no? Okay lang, no?
Yeah, no,
Okay lang.
absolutely. Yeah, and it's, I mean, okay, I don't know if we're going to get snow. We haven't had snow for a little while, but if we get snow this year, that would be great. That would be a bonus. So no, it's,
So you also look forward to snow. You want to see the snow, the whitey surroundings. You love to see it, no? Parang play in the snow, siguro, walk in the snow, feel the snow falling.
Absolutely.
Wala
No,
eh.
I mean, I lived in Canada, no, for part of my teenage years. So actually in Ontario, no? And there talaga you have snow, as in like bury you up to your neck kind of snow.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, it's and it's so cold nga. But I know I rather like it. I know some people mind the cold. I don't actually mind the cold, no. It's quite a nice change. It's nice to have seasons also. So it's like I like summer. It's also nice to have the other extreme nga, no. I rather like the cold and the snow and hopefully nga a little bit of hopefully enough to be able to make nga a snowman. What's 2 years ago now, no? 3 years ago when I last made the snowman.
There was kasi di ba no, mga ibang ilang years pag bagsak ng snow, tunaw na eh. Wala na, di ba?
Yun na nga.
Wala na.
Yeah,
So
yun.
tsaka maganda rin actually sometimes when it's winter time and you wear meron ako yung mahaba na parang, how do you call that? Parang yung I don't know how you call it. Basta mahaba yun. Lagpas sa legs ko. It looks very, parang elegant akong tignan sa ganun eh. Parang gusto ko rin pag, di ba, yung mga winter clothes natin, we look parang ang gandang tignan.
Yeah, no.
Oo.
Yeah,
Lalo na ngayon with
tama
my
ka.
hair, with my long hair, and then naka-coat ako. I look parang classy. Parang gano'n.
Yeah. No, tama
Diba?
ka.
Di ba?
Yeah.
A different look. Pagka winter time lang kasi you wear all of those. Pagka naman summertime, you wear something light naman. Kaya maganda, tama yung sinabi mo. In fact, I like that. No, I had may friend ako na nag-usap kami and sabi ko maganda sa amin sa Pilipinas at saka sa Spain, yung sunny and di ba ganyan, no? Pero sabi niya, alam mo, Sunny, I also love the weather here kasi yung miikot eh. Winter, spring, di ba? Mamaya, bago na naman. Pagkatapos nito, ano susunod? Springtime. Di ba? Pag nasa springtime,
Yeah.
summertime. Kasi officially, ano na ba? Parang technically, can we say, nasa winter time na tayo? December, winter time na
I
tayo, di ba?
think so. Yeah,
Kasi
I think
December,
definitely
every 3 months eh. So December, January, February would be winter. March, April, May would be spring. June, July, August would be summer. And then September, October, November, autumn or fall, no?
Tama.
Ayan, no? So, okay, so you love it. Agree tayo doon. I agree with you. No? Maganda yung change of season, di ba? Parang may variety ng life. Parang tayo, may so may bata, tatanda, bata. Umiikot.
Tama.
Diba?
It's the circle of life, di ba?
Circle of life.
Yeah, no, and it's and at the moment I'm actually I'm trying to go for the Matrix look, so all black. So with the
okay.
I have a black coat. I have usually black boots. Tapos
Ganda.
I even got myself a black hat,
Right. Talaga
so yeah, so
kompleto.
yeah. Yun na nga. So I just need to wear my sunglasses, if when the sunny day. So it's kind of
Hindi, maganda
so
pa yung hair mo,
it's,
attorney. Jet black pa yung hair mo. Black ang sombrero mo. Tapos nakaano ka, kompleto, pati boots mo. Galing. It's nice to dress up sometimes pag winter time, di ba? When you attend parties and when you, di ba? Okay. Oy, teka muna. Greeting time tayo. Greetings time tayo, no?
Opo.
As always, we have a little game guessing the first, how do you call it, greeter? O, di ba? Sige, hulaan mo nga, attorney, sino ang sa palagay mo unang-una ngayon for today?
Okay. This time, I'm going with the ladies today, no? So, sabihin natin, Miss Paner, hindi siya nananalo, no? So, I'm going with Miss Paner today.
Miss Paner.
So, tingnan natin. Miss Paner, please.
Parang si Edgar Duway na hindi mo normal na ma-expect na nauuna. Lately, nauuna siya, unless nasa work siya ngayon. Pero siguro kung wala sa work yan, siya ang unang nagbe-message sa atin. Okay. Sige, hindi na ako huhula kasi I can see it in front of me kung sino yung taga-Amerika, attorney, ang ating first bumate. O kung taga-Amerika, sino yan?
Oliver.
Tingnan natin. Sige,
Tingnan natin.
Yes! Oliver, okay. O, tama, si Oliver. You were mentioning Canada. Sa baba lang ng Canada, Seattle, di ba? Nasa Ontario ka. Ontario, tama?
Yeah,
Ontario would be Vancouver?
Yeah.
That area, oo. Pagbaba mo ganun, Seattle na. Ayan, kahanay mo. Konting akit lang sa taas. Nasa Vancouver, Ontario na siya, no? Okay, well, so thank you, Oliver. Siya rin, bumati rin, I think, same din sa... So, yung first greeting na yan, that's actually on YouTube. So the first greeting, because we have a combination, we're trying to encourage everybody to also watch us on YouTube kasi mas maganda ang signal natin sa YouTube. We can go high definition or ultra high definition. So kung gusto niyo panoorin sa inyong mga television sets na malalaki at makita kami ni attorney na malalaki din. Doon.
This one, yun.
Oo, yan. So, yan. Okay, pakita na rin natin yung kanyang Facebook. Sige, direct. Siya din Yan lang. Ayan, So, from YouTube, nasa Facebook. Ayan, Facebook naman ngayon yan. Same greeting, no?
Page,
Tama ba? Same greeting ba yan?
I think so.
Same din.
So Oliver, we love this man. So good evening to one and all. Cup of tea, check. Warming blanket, check. Good Wi-Fi signal, check. Get comfy and cozy as Attorney Lira lays the law of the land on Lira's Law Thursday.
Okay yan, ha?
Mahal na mahal ko ang tao ito. I love this man. He just has a way with words, no? He just has
a way able to coin something for, di ba, meron tayong Happy Thursday, Happy Tuesday. So, they're coining words out of, and which is nice, di ba? Because that gets them involved. They're getting their creative juices flowing, so to speak, by, exerting effort in thinking of something, something up. Okay, ito, sino ang susunod? Ito, revelation to. Parang, you don't get to see her, I think, at the beginning of the show. Pero, siguro, sige. So, yun ang hint. Hindi siya one of the regulars. So, it's not Miss Paner. It's not the May Tigbao, Vargas. Vargas nga ba siya? Miss Tigbao. Hindi yun. Sige, manghula ka lang.
Could it be, because I was saying nga sa kanya, or she called me, she apologized for missing one of the shows nga. MM Giling, kaya?
Hindi.
No.
Hindi si MM Giling.
Hindi ba,
Double C
hindi
to.
ba?
Double C.
See?
Oh, double C.
Ma'am Cora!
Yes! Ma'am Cora Carsola. Yan. Ayan.
Wow!
Tama. Ma'am Cora
Ma'am
Carsola. Tama.
Cora,
Oy, sorry, Direk.
yan nga.
Na-excite kasi ako. Nahulaan kagad ni attorney. Meron pa tayong fanfare. Di ba, supposedly? Oo, nakakatuwa
Yeah.
naman.
So,
Ma'am Cora, mabuhay kayo, ha? Yung aming teacher noong high school sa Grace Park yun, Caloocan City, yung Notre Dame of Manila, but later on changed to Notre Dame of Greater Manila. Naging NDGM from NDM, Notre Dame of Manila, to Notre Dame of Greater Manila. Tataka ako, ba't pinalitan pa? Kasi nasa Caloocan kasi, kaya ganun. Okay, Ma'am Cora, mabuhay. Oy, sige. Oy, may sinasabi siya. Ayan. Ayan.
Tignan mo, ang cute ng polo shirt ni Sir Sonny at naka-red dress. May batik-batik. Cute din, of course. Salamat po, Ma'am Cora. She's so kind, no? She's so kind. I'll bet she can tell some stories about you, Sonny. Mabait ba siya, Ma'am Cora? Dati, nung estudyante?
She was our grade school teacher. Siya, grade school teacher. So, high school. So, yeah, okay naman. She's very okay. But she was very young. Hindi kami hindi niya ako na-handle kasi nasa upper years na ako eh. So, sa high school when she was there, no? But yeah, batang-batang teacher siya nung panahon na yun, no? So, yeah, I remember all of my teachers realizing now na lahat pala ng teachers namin na high school, pagkababata nila, no? Sa mathematics, sa English, sa science, all of them, mga bata. So, Ma'am Cora, mabuhay, Oy, sino to?
Absolutely. Maris. Of
Maris
course,
Mendez.
Miss Mendez.
Yeah. Taga-saan ba si
Lovely
Maris? Taga-saan si
picture.
Maris?
No.
Maganda picture niya. Photo niya, kita mo. Very beautiful.
She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous, yeah. Maris
She's gorgeous,
Mendez,
no? So just,
Maris,
she's
mabuhay,
saying good evening.
Saka, tell us where you guys are watching from, ha? Maris, kung nasaan ka, ikaw ba ay nasa Greater London area? Ikaw ba ay nasa Scotland, sa Wales? Or kamukha ka ba nila Rudy Librojo, nasa Belfast or Northern Ireland, no? So, yeah, let us know. I
think she's London. Si
You
Maris.
think so? Okay. So,
Yeah,
Maris,
I think so. I just can't remember. Yeah, sabi mo.
Let us know kung nasaan kayo. Ito. Kasi kamukha nito, example nito, when she greets us, merong ID nung place niya. Sige, attorney, pakibasa.
Tama. Si May, the wonderful May Tigbao Vargas. Good evening, Attorney Lira, Sir Sonny, and Direct Pao. Happy Thursday po sa lahat. Watching from Exeter, Devon. Stay safe and God bless everyone. Hi, May.
Ayan.
Malamig din siguro
ang
dyan.
Exeter, Devon, laging naka-check-in yan pag dito sa show natin, pag nanonood. So, siguro dapat sabihin natin doon sa kanilang council, no? You guys are represented every week on our network, no? Because of Miss May Tigbao Vargas, and she deserves a plaque of appreciation, no? So, ayan, di ba?
Talaga?
Oo, may
Absolutely.
taga Devon, Exeter. Okay, sino susunod?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sige. Okay. All right. So, it's okay, 7:53. Okay. So, topic natin before we is introduce natin topic natin for the next hour. So, ayan. New law for children who were overstayers. Ayan.
Tama.
Yan
Yeah.
ang
So,
pag-usapan.
I thought, yeah, so, panibago po to, no? It was actually only published at the end of October. And it's, so, it affects those people nga na kung nakakuha ng visa but are young adults really. So, we're given a visa as children nga, no? So, I thought it'd be nice to have some good news for change. Rather than lagi ko sinasabi, beware of tax, so beware of documents nga, beware of overstaying. So it's so nice to at least give some good cheer. And this is new. Panibagong po to. 21st of October.
Kailan? 21st of October?
21st of October. So
Nung
what? 5
nilabas
weeks
yung
ago.
bagong batas na to. So, before the October 21st, iba ang batas natin. Is that what you're saying?
Opo. Yep.
Okay.
Panibago.
Sige.
Yeah.
Okay, nako, exciting yan. Something new. Ready nyo na yung mga papel and ballpen nyo. Papel. Tama, papel at ballpen ninyo. Panulat. At tayo ho ay papaliwanagan ni attorney tungkol dito sa bagong batas sa mga overstaying children. Tama ba? Mga ganun.
Opo.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna have a short break, guys. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
%100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating palatuntunan. Ito po ang Immigration Corner on a Happy Thursday. So, happy Thursday once again ho, no? Sa inyo na mga kababayan nating nanonood dito, mapa UK, mapalabas ng UK, wherever you are, no? Welcome ho. Tuloy kayo, kabayan. Okay, syempre kasama natin yung ating napakatalino, no? Brains and Beauty ho to. At siya ay nakasuot ng reddish parang ako yung naka-bluish naman. Kaya siguro hindi ko alam kung kaming dalawa ni attorney meron kaming hidden telepathic ewan ko, no? Attorney, good evening once again. Happy Thursday.
I'm sorry. Fashion soulmates tayo. Happy Thursday, no? Happy cold Thursday. I'm so happy to be here. So yeah, we're fashion soulmates, I think, no?
Yes, but without deliberate,
good or bad.
unwittingly things may jiving, you know. There was one time, Papi Day yung sinabi mo, di ba? Papi, di ba? Celebration of Papi.
Yeah.
And and thank you na sa mga nagko-comment, kamukha ni Ma'am Cora Carsola. Thank you very much, no, for the wonderful, kind words of complimenting. It's nice to compliment. You know, me, I don't know if you believe in ako. I try to find something that you can compliment in a person because I'd like that person to feel good. Be it a brand new pair of shoes, maganda makeup, or kaibigan, anything that, because you'd like people to feel good, no? So something that if there's something that you can probably comment on positive, that I do that, no? That's my motto in life, siguro, no? Pag mga tao, So yeah.
And you're right. No, good. It's nice to promote good karma, di ba? No?
Yes.
Too many negative. Hindi ko din maintindihan mga tao. Sometimes they're just so negative nga, no? There's no point. Look, life is too short. It truly is. Life is too short.
Life is
no?
too short.
So the more cheer you can bring in to the world, frankly, the better. No, especially given the circumstances around. That's why, it's a good thing to do.
Ano sabi nila? It takes about 3 muscles to smile. Tama ba yan? And 72 muscles to frown. Tama? I don't know. That expression.
Yeah,
I think so. 3 muscles to smile. And to frown, it would be more muscles, no? So, yeah, and but talking about karma, sabi mo, no? Although, binabanggit ko lang, no? Although nasa legal advice corner tayo. Pero, naman tayo, we put in some nuggets of wisdom here and there, no? So, ang sabi lang sa feng shui, for example, to be able to neutralize bad karma, do a bit of charity work or giving or anything na parang not really charity that you give money, but do a good deed, no? And that more or less negates, no, neutralizes yung mga bad karma to come your way, no? So yung sa feng shui yun. So do something good, kaibigan mo, buhatin mo kunyari buhatin ko na yung ano mo, being helpful or charitable or being, it comes back to may good karma, no? So
absolutely. And just think, if everyone did that, no, the world would be a happier place, no? So it's
ganda yan, a happier place.
Yeah.
The world will be a happier place.
Place.
Tama ka, attorney.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. It's 8 o'clock now, and siguro it's time now to discuss yung bagong law. I'm quite intrigued. Sabi mo, this is kind of recently, no? A little over a month. And sabi mo, before the 21st of October, it was a different scenario, no? Different kind of law. I don't know kung ito ay amendment, changes, or is it for the good or for the bad, no? Pag-usapan natin, attorney. Take it away.
Yeah, so speaking of karma, this is actually good karma, no, for the Home Office. It's kind of an early Christmas present, although I wouldn't mind a bigger Christmas present, but it's something at least, no? Now, ito po. So talagang panibago to. This is a new concession, ang tawag, new concession to do with children or specifically young adults who were overstayers nga before. So let's look at the old and also let's compare that with the new. And this came into play on the 21st of October. So talagang panibago, no? So any applications being made now, indeed on the 22nd of October, so after this concession nga was introduced, can potentially benefit applicants nga under this route. So ito po. Now, to understand this fully, we need to really look at the old and then as against the new. And let's also apply it to an example because it can otherwise be a little bit confusing. Now, so the scenario would be this, no? Sabihin natin pamilya nga, nanay, tatay, dalawang anak, no? Sabihin natin yung bunso ay 12 years old, yung panganay nga is 20, no? Now, yung buong pamilya, nagpasok sila ng application 5 years ago, or they were longer than that maybe, and they were granted a visa under the 10-year private route. Sabihin natin in 2015, no? So far, they have now achieved 5 years leave to remain in the UK. So those of you who would be who may be familiar with this, kung meron kang visa, kung wala kang visa, sabihin natin overstay kayong buong pamilya, no? And then you make an application on the basis of private life, family life, dahil matagal na nga kayo dito, mga bata lumaki nga dito, it would be unreasonable to expect them to leave the United Kingdom to pursue, family life elsewhere. If you succeed with that type of application, then visang bibigay sa inyo, alam nyo naman, is 2.5 years muna. Under that route, kailangan yung pakita, under the private life route, 2.5 years times 4, amounting to 10 years, bago kayo makakakuha ng indefinite leave to remain. So, 2.5 years, again, no? Pagka-10 taon na kayo, magsa-10 taon na kayo, then and only then, can you apply for indefinite leave to remain, otherwise known as settlement, permanent residence in the United Kingdom. Now, so, yung pamilya, sabihin natin, yung nga, 4 sila, nanay, tatay, yung panganay nga 20 years old, tapos yung bunso 12 years old, sabihin natin, no? Dumating dito sila 10 years ago, no? Which means yung panganay was only 10 nung dumating siya dito, and yung bunso was only 2 nung dumating nga siya dito. So, fortunately, they were then granted leave to remain in the United Kingdom in 2015. So, 5 years na nga sila. Now, in the normal course of events, so prior to the 21st of October, kailangan nila mag-apply uli ng lahat sila ng extension nga ngayon, no? And then, pagka magsasampung taon na sila, so they need 2 more extensions effectively. Pagka magsasampung taon na sila, then and only then can they apply for indefinite leave to remain. Now, 21st of October, they introduced a concession. Now, bear in mind, concession po ito. Concession generally means that the Home Office have a discretion. So they will look at various things. Now, under the new concession introduced on 21st of October, it does mom, nanay, tatay, at yung bunso, they're not affected, unfortunately. Okay? But yung panganay, the 20-year-old, may will benefit under the new concession. Now, the new concession provides po na where you satisfy certain conditions, and we'll go through the conditions nga. It could be that yung panganay nga can make an application for indefinite leave to remain after only 5 years limited leave rather than the usual 10 years. So kalahati, it's a big deal. Huh? Now, anong kailangan nilang pakita? So, the first condition po is the applicant, yung panganay nga, must be between the ages of 18 and 25. So, yung 20-year-old natin would qualify. Either was born in the United Kingdom or entered the United Kingdom as a child. Again, yung panganay nga nito would also satisfy because she entered the UK or he entered the UK at the age of 10. Now, has had leave to remain, for 5 years, limited leave to remain. Again, satisfied yun, because she's had leave to remain, has a visa, ibig sabihin limited leave to remain, means visa nga, for the 5 years required, and is generally of good character, for example, so no criminal convictions, mga ganon. Now, if you satisfy all those, sabihin natin, so age between 18 and 25, either born in the UK or dumating nga siya dito as a child, has had leave to remain a minimum of 5 years, and be generally eligible, so not had conviction or anything like that. If you satisfy all those, then the Home Office says, okay, titignan namin if you are deserving for us to exercise our discretion, and actually, rather than giving you limited leave to remain of 2.5 years, bibigyan ka namin ng indefinite leave to remain, which I've said is settlement status po, which is that's obviously a big deal and would be immense, in that person's life. So, ano titingnan nila additionally? So they will look at things like anong edad mo nung dumating ka dito. Now, kung 10 years old ka nga lang, of course, sinamahan mo nga lang magulang mo. So, any breach of immigration conditions would not be your fault. And you should say that also, because obviously you were only 10, in this case. Length of residence in the UK. So, of course, yung example nga natin, she's been in the UK or he's been in the UK for 10 years, Now, also things like strength of their connections in the United Kingdom. Dito siya nag-aral. Baka meron siya mga kaibigan nga dito, mga kamag-anak nga dito, or even boyfriend, girlfriend, also, a big thing, of course, is the issue of character also. Any convictions, as I was saying before. Now, any also the length of time that, in fact, they've been in the United Kingdom. So those things ang titingnan nga nila. Now, it's if you satisfy those things. So sabihin natin yung panganay nga in that example, 20 years old na nga siya. She's been in the United Kingdom for 10 years. Sabihin natin nag-aaral siya, o gusto niya mag-aral. Yung nga lang, because she has limited leave to remain, she's being assessed as an overseas student. Now, those of you with children, alam nyo to. Kung overseas student ka, ang laki ng university fee, So at the moment, most universities are charging, I think, about £9,000. Kung overseas student ka, you can easily expect that to be triple, which can make studying at university impossible. I mean, to have £30,000 without even paying for food, so tuition nga lang, that is out of the reach for for a lot of families, probably even most families nga, So it could be na gusto niya mag-aral, hindi nga siya lang pwedeng mag-aral dahil she's being assessed as an overseas student, And let's say also na she wants to pursue medicine, nursing, so engineering, so so is academically gifted, no? So all those things, titingnan po yun ng Home Office. So kung pagka tinignan nga nila, tapos they look at and they think, well, actually, this is someone who is likely to be an asset, no? In the UK, and to not grant them to continue with the limited leave to remain may well affect their future adversely, no? In this case, hindi siya pwedeng mag-aral nga, o hindi niya pwedeng ituloy yung pag-aaral niya. Then that person will be a prime candidate to benefit po from this new concession. So ibig sabihin, yung panganay natin in this sample will be granted indefinite leave to remain 5 years before the rest of the family, no? Now, that means, of course, he would then have the possibility of becoming British that much sooner, for example. And importantly, kung nag-aaral nga siya, maybe pursue studies, you know? Now, as a knock-on effect also, kung maging makakuha siyang indefinite leave to remain, no? Permanente na nga siya dito, indeed, maging British siya later on. That also, of course, helps the rest of the family, nanay, tatay, no? Especially. Because they will then be able to say, well, we are a family unit, no? Yung anak namin, panganay namin, British na siya o indefinite na siya, to remove us from the United Kingdom or to not grant us further extension of our leave to remain. Ibig sabihin, we will be separated from someone who has settled status in the UK or even British nga in the United Kingdom. So it has a knock-on effect that will likely benefit the other family members. Now, pinag-usapan din nga natin si Bunso. Si Bunso, he would not be entitled, or she would not be entitled under this concession because she's still a minor, no? But at least nga yung panganay would benefit. And as I've said, panibago po ito. It was only the Home Office guidance was only published nga on the 21st of October. So it's still a very new concession. I'm yet to use it, but to be frank, in the last few days, I've been making calls because I do have clients now who would likely qualify with this concession, and understandably, they've been quite excited about it. I know, as am I. So it is. It affects, unfortunately, only benefits. No, those a few, not everyone, clearly. No. It affects a few people, but at least it's something. So I'm hoping that the Home Office, in finding this or giving this good cheer, will add to more cheers rather than depressing limitations nga to existing laws. So yeah, no, it's sometimes the Home Office do good things, and I think this is one. For one thing, it encourages the person who's been in the United Kingdom for a vast amount of their lives nga to remain in the UK, maybe to pursue studies and then contribute nga in the UK. I mean, put it this way, kung yung panganay nga na in the sample, if he's looking to study, as I've said, things like medicine or engineering or maths nga, anything like that, that no doubt will be even more interesting for the Home Office. So it's a win-win situation. So it's if this affects you and you want a bit more info about it, let me know, because I'm more than happy to certainly send you for the full concession details. It is not too long, but it's a good read, and for change, it's a happy read. So thank you, Home Office, for change.
Okay, nako. Hindi ko siya. Attorney, briefly, ano yung concession nga? Uli.
So, itong concession, it affects those who are may visa na. So, a family, someone who, say, was granted leave to remain as a child overstayer, no? But has now obviously got older and is aged between 18 to 25, and who spent at least half of their lives nga in the United Kingdom, entered the UK as a child, as I say, and then and has made UK their home. No, So under this, rather than nga 10 years na kailangan niyang pakita to get indefinite leave to remain, it is cut down to 5 years lang. So gets the indefinite leave to remain sooner.
You were mentioning about age. Ano example naman kanina? Age entered, for example, they entered the UK at the age of 10.
Yes.
Well, limited years. For example, yung mga na-pick up ko lang kanina, may limited years to remain. Previously, they were given 2.5 years before, but now they could be given an indefinite leave to remain straight away. Ganun ba ang ano ngayon? So with a new concession, instead of having or extending ba for a few years more, like 2.5 years, straight away can they be given now ILR? Ganun ba ang pagkakasabi mo kanina?
Well, there are conditions.
So there are conditions. Sabog-sabog yung mga notes na ako rito.
Yeah, no, walang problema.
Okay, I just want to be clarified. Yeah.
No, tama ka. It's actually as a concession. That's why I gave it as an example, nga, no, because it's not an easy concession to necessarily digest, because it refers to other rules, nga, no. So the thing to take away from this is those who will qualify, no, so young adults between the age of 18 and 25 who've been in the United Kingdom, who came to the UK as a child, who have lived half of their lives in the UK, and who has had, in the meantime, 5 years limited leave to remain, rather than applying again, no, so another 2.5 and another 2.5 years, so the total now of 10 years before they can apply for indefinite. Now, under this concession, hindi na 10 years ang kailangan ng pakita, but 5.
Oh, okay. So, it was shortened, no?
Kalahati. Absolutely.
Kasi nag-intro ka kanina, sabi mo 12 si Bunso, halimbawa 20 si Eldes, ganun. So ano yung example? Why were you giving that example kanina?
Yeah, I mean, it's really to explain the I was hoping clearer terms nga, no, who would qualify. So anyone under the age of 18 unfortunately won't qualify. Si Bunso, he's not going to qualify because he's only 12, no. He may be entitled to other things, but at the moment he's under 12, he's under 18, so won't qualify. Yung panganay,
won't qualify for what again? Won't qualify for what?
For indefinite leave to remain, for settlement.
Okay.
So the weird thing is, ang mangyayari dito, so that family of 4, nanay, si tatay, si Bunso who's 12, and then yung ate niya, sabihin natin, no, who's 20 years old, that family before the concession would all have to apply for extension muna. Pagka 10 taon na sila dito, then and only then can they apply for indefinite leave to remain. But under this concession, ngayon, ang panibago, yung ate, no, yung panganay nga, she can now apply for indefinite leave to remain. So ang mangyayari, siya magiging indefinite, the rest of the family, weirdly, actually, will continue to have limited leave to remain. Pero siya,
bakit
indefinite.
Bakit ganon? Si ate na nasa gitna, no? Between 18 to 25 yan, because sabi mo 20 years old. Bakit siya, yung mom na, all of them previously, they will have limited leave to remain. So, siyempre, pagkatapos mag-a-apply man ng panibago. But surprisingly, si ate with the new concession, pwede na. What makes her, bakit, attorney?
Well,
pasensya na, medyo para din sa mga viewers natin to clarify. I'm trying to digest kasi ito mga to. Sige, okay. Kasi you were mentioning about an overseas student, 5 years before the rest of the family, mas nauna pa. Because normally, 10-year concession yan, di ba? 10 years yan, di ba? Yung sinasabing 5, 2.5. Pero ito, 5 years before the rest of the family. Bakit ganun? Sabi mo, magandang parang Merry Christmas, parang early yan, no? Gift from the Home Office concession. Bakit? Pakilinaw lang uli. I'm so slow tonight. Sige. Paano yung si ate na overtake na nanay niya nagdala siguro sa kanila? Most likely, ano ba yan? For example, nauna si isang family sila dumating. O nauna si mama at si daddy, dinala na sumunod sila si ate at saka si Bunso. Kasi I'm trying to find...
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Sige. So, ang katanong, bakit si 18? Bakit si ate makaka fast track?
Yeah, one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
one way of looking at it, and perhaps a sadder way of looking at it would be, why is she being, why does she get special treatment? Why
Yes.
not the rest of the family?
Oo.
Na yung nanay, yung tatay, tsaka si bunso, no? Because
Yes.
of course they too have been in the United Kingdom for the same length of time, and also have established their private life also in the UK, maybe even more so, no? Now, so it's and tama ka, no? It's so another one way of looking at it. So well, hang on, why only pick one out of the four? No,
Oo nga,
why
oo,
not
yeah.
why not the whole family? And I can understand that, but the reasoning behind it, so says the Home Office, is this: they don't want to encourage overstayers. No, they don't want to reward, yung sabi nila, actually reward overstayers, and in granting it's leave to remain is not it's not a right, it's a privilege, as they always say. So in granting leave to remain in the UK, gusto nga nilang tignan that in the 10 years, the 10 years they think is enough time and proper period of time to show that you have integrated in the UK, that you're giving back to society by working, for example, that you're not committing offenses, so you keep good character nga. And they think that 10 years is enough to see all that progress, no? Now, the reason why they say they are taking, they are providing, if you like, a concession benefiting a limited number of people, they say is okay, kung dito nga siya lumaki. So someone who entered the UK, in this example, was 10 years old, hindi naman niya kasalanan nung pumasok nga siya dito, that she then became an overstay, because obviously that is something that the parents will likely have decided, no? Dito nga siya lumaki, no? It could be more quite likely that her connection nga, no, to her home country or her parents' home country nga was probably less than in the UK. So sabihin natin, doon siya pinanganak sa atin, nandun siya until 10 years old, but let's face it, you probably don't remember. She probably doesn't remember. I certainly don't remember. The friends and some family, that you may have in the Philippines. So I mean, not all, but also the relationship, of course, changes. So someone who has had, so she in her case now 10 years, tapos 20 na nga siya dito na siya lumaki. All the teenage years were spent here, and all the secondary studies also took place in the UK. And so she may have only some connection, but not a strong connection to, say, the Philippines than the United Kingdom. Not always, but that could be. So in that case, the Home Office have said, well, okay, kung gano'n nga ang sitwasyon ng tao, dito nga siya lumaki, okay, she's a young adult looking to make a future in the United Kingdom, and it was not their decision to come into the UK and then overstay. In that case, if certain circumstances exist, for example, nga, they're likely to make a good contribution in to the United Kingdom, to society. Those people, we think that shortening, the 10 years is right and proper to as little as 5 years. So that's really the rationale behind if you like, the picking and choosing, of certain applicants. Yeah? But as I say, kung makuha nga niya yon, maka-indefinite nga siya, that will have a knock-on and beneficial effect on the rest of the family. Because I do think that it's more difficult then for the Home Office to say, okay, indefinite ka na nga ngayon, makakakuha indefinite, maybe even further than that, later on become British before everyone else. Then the parents then make an application. I think it's probably it would be beneficial, and it's probably less likely that the Home Office will say, well, okay, you go back, the daughter or the son who's 20 stays in the United Kingdom. That does not make sense. So it does it benefits the whole family really, but perhaps not to the same extent as the applicant, the young adult who was entered the UK as a minor and became an overstayer nga. So I think that's yun ang rason nila behind the concession. So I think that's probably where they're coming from. Sorry, hindi ka namin marinig, Sonny.
Sorry, benefit in terms of attorney, yung family mo ngayon, it becomes a stronger, parang dahil yung anak namin naging may ILR na, parang somehow parang mahihirapan na rin yung makes their case stronger in the to stay talaga, no, to maintain the family as a unit, and yung family yung connections nila, no, by way of that yung si ate na makakakuha na bigyan nitong pumasok dito sa concession. So somehow sila, it benefits them because they don't have to really go back home now, because they can establish themselves by way of a daughter or a son, whoever, na maganda na stay dito, meron ng permanent residency or status. Parang gano'n, di ba? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Age when you arrive at 10 years old, length of stay in the UK, been in the UK for 10 years, strength of connection. I was just taking notes kanina, but I was trying to jive them all. Oh, okay. Attorney, may mga question, maganda ha. It's nice ha. So ayun ha, benefit may pakinabang ho, no? At least you've been here at least 10 years, di ba? Kaya yung si Bunso hindi pa pwede dahil napakabata pa. So napakaliit pa ng panahon, no? Age when you arrive, at least 10 years old ba? Sabi mo, tama ba yun? Hindi?
Hindi po. You don't have to have been here 10 years. No, it's just half of your life must have been spent
half
in
of
the
your
UK.
life must have been, okay, here, okay, all right.
Yun na nga.
Okie dokie. All right, attorney, may question tayo rito. Slang to, no? Parang medyo good eve. Pakibasa lang, attorney.
Good evening. Okay, good evening.
Good
So, Ari Legaspi Morris. So, good evening. Good evening po, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. I recently got married to my British husband, and I'm planning to shift my Tier 2 visa to a spouse visa. One of the requirements is to submit a birth certificate and proof of address, e.g. utility bills ng mother ng bata. Unfortunately, ayaw makipag-cooperate ng mother dahil wala daw silang legal custody arrangement ng husband ko. May document na pwedeng in lieu of the proof of address, or can we just declare yung bata? Thanks po and more power. Now, I need to look at that again. So,
you want to read it again?
May visa siya. No, it's okay. So, let's just
I'm trying to understand it. So, okay.
So, may visa
got married
siya.
to my British husband, and I am planning to shift my Tier 2 visa to spouse visa. One of the requirements is to submit a birth certificate and proof of address, for example, utility bills, ng mother ng bata.
Mother ng bata.
Ng mother ng bata. Unfortunately,
who's the mother
her
here?
daughter, her child, ganun? Paano ba to? I recently got married to a British husband.
Mother ng bata.
One of the requirements is to submit a birth certificate and proof of address ng mother ng bata. Unfortunately, ayaw makipag-cooperate ng mother. Teka muna, baka I got married to my British husband.
I get.
Ano kaya?
Yeah,
para sa lalaki?
Hindi po. So I think what happened, the husband was married to someone else, no? Divorced, I assume.
Okay.
So in divorcing, so the form actually asks, in fact, no, do you have children, or does your spouse have other children? So there, one of the things the form asks for is birth certificate and proof of address, no. If the child is not living with the husband, which I assume is the case nga, then you need to prove that firstly the child exists, and that would be the birth certificate and proof of address. In this case, utility bills. So the child is living with the ex nga nung husband niya, and they want proof that the child is actually living there. So the question is, if you she won't give the documents, no, because she's saying for some strange reason, okay, legal custody, wala nga legal custody arrangement ng husband mo. What documents can you provide as proof of address? Now, ito. So unang-una, the birth certificate, kung ayaw nga yung bigay yung birth certificate, you can, of course, it's a public document, so you can actually apply and get an office copy of the birth certificate. So hindi nga yung problema. So you just need to make an application to the relevant registrar for births, no? And I think there's a fee of something like £8 for that. So hindi naman ganong malaki, no? Now, proof of address. Now, you would be surprised what you potentially have, no? So it could even be that it's on the birth certificate, no? If they've not changed address. Kung nagbibigay nga ng maintenance yung asawa mo, it could be also that there's a document from in the olden days, it was called the Child Support Agency. I can't remember what they're called now. It could be that also. So you can certainly submit, alternative evidence nga. Yung nga lang po, ang payo ko, when you make your representations, when you submit the documents, kasama nga may sulat, you're saying there, this is the list of documents, these are the representations we're making. If you cannot provide documents like nga bills, to show that the child is actually living at the different address, provide other things, or even say your husband was separated from mom. She's not, unfortunately, she's not providing evidence of it. So in the scheme of things, dahil nga ito, ang application mo is to vary your leave to remain from tier 2 to a spouse visa. So the lack of utility bills potentially from the mother of your husband now, from the mother of your of the child of your husband, it's not. I can't see that would be a deal breaker. So see if you have other things. If you don't have other things, include it nga in the representations. But I wouldn't stress too much. I hope I got nga the facts right. Kung hindi po tama, either you message us now or email me and I'll look at it again. But otherwise, message us now. Hopefully tama.
Sa ending, hindi ko alam mo, nagugulo ako. Parang iniisip ko yung scenario dyan naka-tier 2 na visa siya, pero ngayon meron siyang, yung husband niya ngayon, so it-change sa spouse visa. Biglang may sumulpot na bata. Ano yan, para bang when he was marrying, i-marry itong British guy, na husband niya ngayon, meron bang batang na sumulpot na pero hindi niya anak ng sa ibang babae, no?
Yeah.
Naguguluhan ako.
I think
concern
that's what
happened. Bakit siya, ito ba, are we talking of, ito for example, sa mga concession, pero hindi naman overstaying, pero naguguluhan lang ako, hindi ko naintindihan yung tanong, pero naintindihan mo naman, okay na rin yun. At kung nakikinig siya, at nakikinig ka, hopefully, at kung hindi ka agree sa sinabi ni attorney, baka yung facts mo hindi maayos, no? Kasi I couldn't get around the,
it's on the form, no? It's one of the questions on the form. Yeah.
Form
so
one of the questions of the form.
Yung application form. Form. So, pagka nagpasok siya ang application as a spouse, one of the things they ask for is, are there any children? Yeah, no? Do you have any children? Did your partner have any children? And if that child is not living with the partner, you own.
Hindi lang ikaw, do you have a children? Or your partner, ganon, have children? Spouse. So meron.
Yung nga.
Ngayon, okay.
Opo.
Bakit
I think that is probably what happened.
Why do they still
need
that?
It's just, well, I suppose they want to, to be frank, it's a bit superb. I can't really see a good reason for it, but it is just on the form. No, I suppose they want to know if there are children.
For example, would it affect her changing from tier 2 to spouse visa? It wouldn't, would it?
No.
Hindi masyado, no? Parang hindi masyado. Kaya lang, baka one of the requirements, tama ka, nasa form. So, tama ka. At kaya pala, ngayon naintindihan ko pala dahil pag nasa application for, tinatanong, may anak ba yung ikaw? May anak ba yung spouse mo? Kaya pala. Kasi biglang sumulpot, sabi ko, ano kinalaman nito? My British husband changing from tier to spouse, and then meron kailangan ng birth certificate or bills, kung ano yan sa utility ba yung kanina, no? Tataka ako eh. But anyway, ayan, may question tayo dito from our viewer, no? Si, ano pangalan yan? Lorraine Cantos. Ayan, attorney.
Okay. Yeah. So, attorney, ask ko po, yung anak ng friend ko, she's 8 years old, born here, yeah? Kailan po siya pwedeng i-apply or waiting for 10 years? Thanks po. Okay, Lorraine, ito. Actually, kahit maiksi nga lang question mo, it in fact raises a number of issues, no? So I am assuming na wala ngang visa yung kaibigan mo, and consequently, wala nga din visa yung anak niya. So kung 8 years old na nga siya, dito siya pinanganak, there's this thing called the 10-year rule. So kung wala pa nga siyang visa, you can see about making an application now because he's over the age of 7, but that on its own, no, does not guarantee leave to remain. Now, kung 8 years old na din nga siya, she's obviously quite close to 10, it could be that they want to also wait until the child is 10. So there are 2 points in time when you can make an application. So they can make an application now because the child is over the magic age of 7, no? But beware, may panibagong kaso to do with children who were born in the UK, who've grown up in the UK, or 7 in this case. So you just need to be aware nga na hindi nga lang yung basta-basta. It's not, there's no presumption that they should be granted a visa just because they've born in the UK and reached over the age of 7. But nevertheless, it's a possibility. No? So yun ang una. Now, another possibility is the 10-year rule, no? 10-year. So pagka-10 taon yung bata, dito nga siya pinanganak. Kahit wala nga siyang visa, overstayer nga siya, kahit walang visa yung nanay niya o tatay niya nga dito o both, no? That child can actually make an application to be registered as British. So and if that's successful, then mabibigyan nga siya, then the child will be British, and that of course strengthens nga yung application ng nanay tsaka tatay niya or anyone else really in the family, because of course they would be British. Hindi nga din guarantee. So those are the 2 points when they should consider making an application. So it could be now or it could be at 10 years old.
Okay, it could be now, sabi mo, but problema is it's 50-50. No? Sorry, it could be now, kunyari 7 years old, no? Sabi mo may magic age of 7. But beware, sabi mo, beware. It's not presumptive na mabibigyan sila. So, what's the safest? Go for the 100%, which is 10 years old, rather than risk it at 7? Ano mga cases na, may mga cases ba sa 7 years old na di-deny, hindi mo siya, parang nasa 50-50?
No, absolutely. And there was a case actually in June. I think it was called NA Bangladesh, no?
Okay.
And that was NA Bangladesh. So that was a case that involved a child who was born in the United Kingdom, no? At the time, I think was already even 11, no? Because the case went on for so long, and even had a younger sibling who I think was 7 also. In that case, the court actually said there's no presumption, no, in favor of a child that child should be granted leave to remain in the UK just because they were born here and just because they've reached the age of 7. So other things still need to be looked at. So kung lahat sila babalik nga, then it could be in the interest of that child to actually go back with the parents, no? In that case, to Bangladesh. So it's not a guarantee, but even the 10 years, no? Sabihin natin makakuha nga yung bata ng British passport, even that is not a guarantee. So just because they're British does not mean na no makikarry mo nga yung mga parents mo, no? But of course, it is it's just another factor that you would say, or I would certainly say for my client, should be considered, no, by the Home Office. Dahil nga yung Home Office, they need to look at all factors that are available. One of which is you have here a child who is British who cannot actually live in the United Kingdom kung babalik siya, no, with the parents. So put it this way: if time is not important, no, and you want potentially a stronger application, then no, walo na nga yung bata, it may be an idea just to wait until the child is 10.
Yung sa Bangladesh, natalo ba yan? They had to go back home?
Well, actually, NA Bangladesh, no, in the end not, because in the meantime, of course, the child who was born in the United Kingdom reached the age of 10 years, no, plus. So the child then became British. And so they had to then look at it afresh because you then had a child who's British. So in the end, hindi nga sila pinabalik. So it was fine in the end. But it was a very disappointing case in Bangladesh because before that, the case was you needed to show countervailing factors. No, are there factors that should not lead to a grant? But ngayon, it was actually held, and it was a court of appeal case. In fact, there's no presumption in favor of the child. So it's a very disappointing case.
Right. Okay, so nangyari while siguro before 10 years old nag-apply yung eldest, tumatakbo, lumag pa siya ng 10, 11 pass. In the meantime, may younger sibling din siya na pa 7 pa edad. Pero both of them were okay na eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually.
Pero gaano katagal ang case nila? Pagka ganyan mga cases, it gets appealed o nasa appeal. Just to give us an idea, normally how long do these cases take?
Easily. I mean, this went to the Court of Appeal. So easily, you were. I think that probably took about 3 years. In fact, from
3 years.
the date of application to then the refusal, and then the appeals, and then appeals again, the exhaustion of those, and then eventually nga the Court of Appeal.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, at least alam natin. Maraming it's another example, no, yung sa MA Bangladesh, NA Bangladesh.
NA Bangladesh.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, June 2021.
But recent lang, fairly recent.
Yeah.
June, and then October 21 to pinag-uusapan natin new concession.
Opo.
Okay. Dami pa mga batas, no? Kaya kayo ho, maaaring hindi kayo involved, maaaring may kakilala kayo, friend, or even kayo na rin, tamaan itong pinag-uusapan namin ni attorney, no? Ang galing, di ba? Parang, di ba, nakakatulong, no? Na napapaliwanagan kayo. Okay. Oy, si Ray, ano ba? May tanong si Ray, may tanong ba? Ray, ano? Ano yan? Sige, pasok mga message lang yan. Message lang. Hi, attorney. May tatlong... Sige, pakita natin pa. Direct. Sige, Pao. Ayan. Okay.
Okay.
May tatlong
si
email
Ray
daw pala siya. I need your... please po, I need your salamat.
Ray,
Okay.
send it to me again. Can you make sure na ilagay mo sa subject, please, immigration corner? No?
Ayan, okay.
Because ang
Akala ko
problema
tanong
ko,
yun, sorry. Akala ko pinapakita ni Direk kasi.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's good that that's raised. So, padala mo sa akin ulit, please. But immigration corner, lagay mo. It could be, I don't even remember getting it. So, but if you put it down as immigration corner, I know it's to do with this.
Nagpapasalamat sa Lorraine Cantos. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, attorney.
Pleasure.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say also, and just picking up on Lorraine's very good question nga, the case of NA Bangladesh, no? Kung magpapasok po kayo ng application nga ngayon, kasama nga yung bata, and that's a major factor in your application, no? Importante po, deal with the case, ha? Don't just ignore it, hoping that the Home Office won't pick it up. They will. They know it. They even introduced a policy, actually, to deal specifically with these types of applications. Nga, on the same day that the case nga was handed down, no. So they're very keen to implement, no, that case. So pagka magpapasok po kayo, deal with the case. And when I say deal with the case, distinguish your case from that case. So for example, kung mas matanda nga yung bata nyo, no? O kaya you've been here longer, no? Or the child has maybe some medical issues, no? Or the child is particularly gifted and therefore he's thriving in the United Kingdom. So try and distinguish that case of NA Bangladesh in relation to your case, no? So basically, you're arguing that NA Bangladesh, we are aware of that, alam namin, but it doesn't apply to my case because, no? So importante po yun. Don't make the mistake that in not raising it, hindi nila alam. Alam nila. Okay? So gawin nyo. Don't forget.
Ayan, yeah, she's thanking us. Pasok mo lang direct ulit yung kay Yan. Parang salamat po ng marami, sabi ni Lorraine Cantos. Ayan, oo. Okay, so yes, mabuhay. Okay, may another question tayo, attorney, ito. Sige, okay, ayan. Yan,
Okay.
sige, attorney, pakibasa lang.
Okay, so galing po to kay Maria Criselda. Hi, good evening, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. I just want to ask, what type of visa should I get to go and live in the UK, London? Me and my boyfriend are actually planning to live together as soon as possible, and we haven't met yet.
Oh.
But he plans to visit me here, okay, first before living together. In addition, is there any university that offers sponsorship for a master's degree? I just graduated from an engineering course, and I'm planning to have that career there if possible. We'll be very grateful for your advice. Okay.
Mukhang nasa Pilipinas to. Pilipinas to, no? Nasa Philippines ang scenario nito, no?
Opo.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
attorney.
so thank you for watching, Maria. No, now, yung question mo, it touches on various issues. So, let me take the last section first. So, you just graduated from an engineering course, and so offer sponsorship for master's degree. Now, have a look at, unang-una, where were you looking to live? No, maybe if you're looking to live nga in London, have a look at universities in London and look at the courses nga. Now, if you then choose some unis, no, some colleges or some universities, then kung yung pangalan nila, if you go on the Home Office website, no, and you put in is sponsors, education, you'll find that a long list, over 3,000 actually, of organizations will note there if they have a sponsorship license. But having said that, if you choose a uni, you will find anyway that would be on their website. No? So an easier way of doing it may well be, if once you've chosen a uni, just email them kung di mo makita yung if they have a sponsorship license or not. And email them, they'll be able to say to you if they have a sponsorship license. If they do, then there's the possibility of studying. No, they can potentially offer you a tier 2. No, sorry, not tier 2. That's skilled worker. A tier 4. No, so a student route rather in the United Kingdom. So yung the second section. Now, whereas you may not even need that potentially, because if you're coming in to the UK to be with your boyfriend, okay, unang-una, kailangan nyo magkita muna, no? So, pagka nakita na kayo, gusto mo pa rin nga siya, then you can look at either getting married in the Philippines, kung yung nga ang gusto nyong gawin, or coming into the United Kingdom, for example, as a fiancé. So, ibig sabihin, papasok ka dito fiancé, pagka nandito ka na, dito na kayo magpapakasal. So, those are possibilities. Pero kung di pa kayo nagkikita, unang-una po, kailangan nyo magkita. It could be na nagkita kayo, ayaw mo siya, no? But once you have met and you need that also for the Home Office, any kind of application, then you can see, okay, siya nang gustong-gusto ko, gustong-gusto kanya na. And then it's a question of, are you marrying in the Philippines, if that's the way forward that you want to proceed with your relationship, or are you marrying in the United Kingdom? So basically, in relation to the first section of your question, ang choice po fiancé or spouse visa. Actually, there's also a third choice. You can apply for visit visa to marry in the UK. Ang problema nga lang doon, a marriage visitor visa means kailangan mong bumalik sa atin, no? Sa Pinas. So if you're looking simply to either marry nga, diretso nga spouse, or fiancé marrying in the UK, then it's those. So three possibilities. Marriage visitor, kailangan mong bumalik. Fiancé visa, dito ka magpapakasal, and then you swap it over to a spouse visa pagka nandito ka na, o a spouse visa kung kakasal kayo sa atin. So good luck. Keep us informed, no, Maria? I don't know kung kailan kayo magkikita. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And I hope all goes well. Quite exciting, no? So good luck.
Okay,
Sorry,
all right.
Sonny. Hopefully. Oh, there you
No,
go.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I mean, and then, ano ko lang, then pumasok ka sa akin kasi parang tanong na, okay, are you gonna, kunyari, hindi mo nagustuhan, hindi mo type, but are you gonna be marrying the person just to be able to come over? no? 'Di ba parang gano'n, 'di ba? Hindi pa sila nakikita eh. Parang sometimes yung pictures deceiving din 'yan, no? Hindi masyadong tama yung picture, no? Pag nakita mo, 'di ba? Baka masyak ka, gusto mo tumakbo. Pero will you merong mga iba, siyempre, they wanna come over to thinking na parang land of milk and honey. Alam mo na, parang Amerika, di ba? So, may mga ganun situation. Comment lang na to. Comment lang.
No.
Ang tanong lang.
Yeah.
Ang tanong lang. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. As you were saying, attorney. Then,
Yeah, no, it's just I look ito. I say this all the time. I am a romantic, no? Okay. So, kung
yung gusto ko na pakinggan pag sinasabi mo yan, attorney. Oh.
No, kung yun ang, kung ang plano nyo, no, you're looking to get married, then it would be very sad, no, if the reason is anything other than mahal mo siya, no? Mahal na mahal ka niya, and you can't bear to be separated, no? To miss out on that, I mean, I don't know, that's, I think, taking the practicalities a little bit too far, no? And basically, pagka nandito na kayo, of course, you're looking at it just completely mercenary, you're looking at a spouse visa of 5 years, on top of that, kung fiancé, then that's another 6 months, so 5.5 years. So 5.5 years minimum without waiting time nga from the home office. And so that's a long time to spend with someone who you don't really love, no? So that would be a very sad way.
That's a sad way, but a lot of people do that, no? Sometimes wala nang love, they think of their head na lang, It's nice to be in love, no? It's nice, it's a wonderful feeling. Pero some people throw it out of the window, no? Just for practicality's sake, no? Di ba? Pagka aanin mo nga yung love na love mo, gwapo, whatever, kung wala rin naman, parang gano'n. But, ano lang na, sa akin lang yun, iniisip ko. Pero would it be better route for them, mas safer ba? But not only for them, but for all those who are listening in to us, it would be a much parang better way to have a fiancé. Okay, they finally meet, they become lovers, parang they like each other, alam mo na, instantly they parang si Marcos at si Imelda, 11-day courtship. So ito, pwede naman they can fall in love quickly, no? Pero, which is the better way? Pakasalan sa Pilipinas and then eventually the guy comes back and then gets her? Or is it best to have the fiancé route, no? Because that, in a way, mas madaling kunin and then magpakasal na lang sila rito. They're given about 6 months ba? Within which to marry. And then they get married. Andito na siya. Guaranteed na nandito na. Which is the better route?
I mean, of course, it depends really kung anong situation nga nila. But the if you like, the more direct route, no, would simply be a spouse visa. Dahil spouse visa, if successful, bibigyan ka ng visa 2.5 years una, tapos another 2.5 years. Pagka 5 taong ka na dito, then you can make an application actually for indefinite leave to remain, for settlement status. Kung fiancé visa, then may dagdag na 6 months. And of course, there's the issue of also getting married in the UK. So it adds time. So a more direct route, no, is a spouse visa application. And also, I suppose, to some extent, it means also na you both legally committed to each other, no? Whereas a fiancé visa does not give you that legal connection nga. So it may be that it's more it gives you, I suppose, more of a security, no? Kung kasal nga kayo. But it depends on the circumstances.
When you say spouse visa, attorney, that would necessitate them getting married in the Philippines, di ba? And the guy going to the Philippines.
Opo, tama.
On both occasions, okay. Maraming cases, meron akong kilala, tinamaan ng because yung pera nga, kulang eh. So, should, for example, Filipinas o Filipinos, whoever, siyempre, pwede rin babae, ma-in love sa mga Pilipino. Pero, should we warn people or should we tell them na merong, ano tawag dito, requirement sa salary ng lalaki? Kasi they might fall in love. Oo nga, baka yung guy kaya lang magbuo lang ng pamasahe sa Pilipinas. Maraming ganyan eh. No, they can afford to what is a plane ticket compared to having a magkano 18,600?
18,000.
Oh.
18,600.
So sa palagay mo magiging successful ba yan kung sakali si Scott, kunyari SCOTT, kulang na 1600, pero may girlfriend niya tong taga-university, katatapos ng engineering, pupunta siya ng Pilipinas, pakakasalan niya. Sabi mo nga, which is a better, because it saves you 6 months, no? Compared to a fiancé visa. Magkakaroon ba ng problema kung less than 18,600? Because I think it's one of the requirements, di ba? Tama ba?
Tama ka. Yeah. No, tama ka po. That's definitely baka magkakaproblema. So the 18,600 in the beginning, no, kailangan yung galing sa sponsor mo. No? So even if you have may trabaho ka sa atin and you're looking to then work in the UK, that won't count to the 18,600. It will only count to the 18,600 na next time pagka nandito ka na extend mo nga ang visa mo, because then you're in the United Kingdom and you have proper leave to remain in the UK, so any income that you have can count towards the 18,600 second time around, no? But on the entry clearance visa application, it does not count. So, I mean, tama ka, Sonny. It's people also need to be they need to be aware about it's one thing to be in love, absolutely. And as I say, I'm quite a romantic, but it doesn't mean that the practicalities, should go out of the window. Yeah. This is the responsibility for this, of course, should be on the couple, no? So yung lalaki nga o yung babae nandito, they should look, at least would my conditions actually satisfy the home office conditions? And there are not many. So it's a financial support means accommodation and actually income, and the income at the moment, unless you have lots and lots of money put aside, you're looking at 18,600. And that must be held, if it's a full-time job, the job must be held for a minimum of 6 months. So you need to also look at that, because it's one thing to be in love and to want them to be with you, but the practicality, the conditions must still be satisfied. Otherwise, you're both disappointed, no?
Oh yeah.
Kailangan mo siyang iwanan dun sa atin, and he or she is it's concerned to be separated from you. Naiwan nga siya sa atin. So it puts a hold really on you pursuing your lovely family life. So it's one thing to be in love, and to be it's a great thing when that happens nga. But you also have to be practical. So tama ka, Sonny. Absolutely. You should be warned also of the condition.
Oo, may warning din. Siguro, kung tama yun. Kasi okay nga, in love, pupuntahan nga sa Pilipinas. At saka, even if it turns out na mas marami kang pera doon sa lalaki, because the guy is a sponsor getting you, it will fail yata yung application nyo, di ba? For a spouse, dahil hindi naman ikaw magpo-prove na marami kang pera. Yung guy ang magpo-prove na he has yung sa mga requirements na yun nga 18,600. Kasi this happened to, especially ng mga early years ng mga, di ba, nagdamag sa mga nurses dito. So etong nurse Pinoy, ang kanyang girlfriend doktora sa Pilipinas. So nagsi-show off siya, gumagastos siya, naiipon niya pera, nawawala, nauubos, or parang mababa because he was spending for their wedding. Nung i-apply niya at kunin niya na yung kanyang spouse na doktora, na-deny sila dahil yun nga, wala na siyang yung proof of funds and everything, no? Gusto i-prove doon sa sa embassy sa Pilipinas, yung babae may pera. Ito, marami akong pera, doktor, we're a well-off family. Pero the whole point is hindi naman yun ang sponsor. Yung sponsor, yung asawa mong napangasawa mo sa nurse, diba? Doktora kasi nga yung dating sa Pilipinas, gusto niyang kunin. Hindi niya makuha because of that, no? Dahil nga wala siyang funds, diba? Sabi mo, proof of funds, accommodation, and so on and so forth. Pero yun nga, dahil nga he was not really showing off, but gusto niya na ipakita sa family ng babae dahil porke doktora, ako gagastos, ako ang lahat. In the process, siya naman ang medyo nawalan ng parang bank account pa nakikita nila sa Pilipinas. Medyo alam mo na, medyo hindi magandang ang showing. Na-deny. The girl, the doktora, would like to say, hey, I have money. No, but it's not you. Yung nag-apply sa iyo ang dapat mag-prove ng may pera or may di ba? I don't know but ganun, I know it's a story na alam ko yan. I know the persons.
It happens. And so as I say, of course, importante na you have that connection, and it's great if we do. But yeah, it cannot be emphasized enough, no? That kailangan nyo ding maging practical. And when I say that, it doesn't mean that, you enter into something that you don't really want to enter into just because you want to achieve entry into the UK. Huwag nyo gagawin yun. But when I say practical, check nga, no? That you is there, would you satisfy the relevant conditions, no? I mean, starting really with are you both free to marry, no? It could be na kung kasal ka sa atin o kasal yung boyfriend mo nga o girlfriend mo dito, then of course you both need to get rid of that marriage first. So to inevitably, no, to have a successful relationship, you also need to be able to deal with the practicalities of life, diba? No, we know that, no. I suppose when you're 18, 19, no, even 20, maybe that's kind of besides the point. But as soon as you hit, as soon as you become more, I suppose more mature, no, older, let's say, no, older nga, certain things also must come into mind, ha? Importante po yun. So don't just make a rash decision. And frankly, it's not difficult. I mean, the conditions are very clear. Relationship must be genuine. If it's marriage, the marriage must be valid. You need to be able to show 18,600, for example, as an income. There are other scenarios different to that. You need to also be able to show accommodation nga, sapat nga sa inyo. You don't need to own accommodation, no? You don't even need to rent a whole house. So a room in a house is fine, or a room in a house that's owned by your parents is also okay. But you need to have at least a room for your exclusive use. And of course, yung nasa Pinas need to be able to show English language, which is the A1 test. And also a certificate that you don't have tuberculosis. No, so the conditions are not they're not immense. Huh? There are many more complex conditions. So it doesn't take too much to just pay attention. Do I tick this box? If I don't, would it be better to wait another 4 weeks or another 4 months before I make the application so I satisfy the issue of income? So love is one thing, but practicalities must also come into it. Tama ka.
Tama yung sinabi mo criteria kung at the time that she is being petitioned or is sponsored, the guy meets the required income, fine. And then eventually when she's here at okay na sila, bumaba, she can now compensate that with her income di ba? Parang nadadagdag, which is a good, di ba? Parang it's a plus, parang ganon, no? Pero yung in the beginning, kulang sa sweldo yung guy o babae, as the case may be. Ito, kilala ko babae, every year tinatanong, asan na yung mo? Kasi childhood sweetheart niya, hindi gano'n kataas ang sweldo niya. Hindi pa rin nakakarating dito. Sabi ko, ba't di ka lang umuwi doon sa Pilipinas? Doon na lang kayo magsama. Dito nagwo-work Dito, alam mo, may kita rito. But she couldn't satisfy the money. Yung kanyang lover of so many years, o husband of, hindi niya makuha-kuha, andun pa rin sa Pilipinas. Kawawa naman. Nasa taga-Pangasinan. Kawawa nga, naawa nga ako. Anyway, attorney, yung mga final greetings natin, and siguro we're gonna be ending with our show, no? Napakaganda ng ating mga nagtanong,
already?
Ang bilis. Oo nga, na. It's 9 o'clock, ang bilis ng panahon ng oras, dahil maganda, very engaging tayo for tonight, no? Yung ating mga viewers at mga listeners. Okay, sige, saan pa tayo naputol? Sige, ito, mga greetings.
Tingnan mo kay Oliver.
To acknowledge.
Look, Oliver was saying about you playing the guitar, huh?
Did he?
Mr. Phil. Okay,
guitar. Kasi bakit may guitar kasi ako rito sa likod. Oo. Yeah. Siguro one of these days pag Oliver Fernandez, guitar.
Okay.
Yan. Si Emmeline Rafael. Yan. Yan. Happy.
Hi, Miss Rafael. Good evening.
Good evening, Sunny and Attorney Lira. Happy Thursday to you both and everyone. Good evening. Nasa Dubai yan, no? Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi pala. Abu Dhabi. Okay, wow, Mate Tigbayo, stay safe and God bless po. Nagpapas. Kayo rin, stay safe din kayo, ha? Sige, Attorney Yam. Basahin mo yan, Attorney. Yan pala yung sinasabi mo.
Ito, galing kay Oliver. Kuya Sonny, maybe one of these days you could sample us your guitar strums with a little hum.
Sayang kung na-request mo ng maaga-aga yan, pwede sanang we could play, baka wala sa tono, no? Oo nga, good, good. Thank
So
you, thank you.
funny,
Yeah, we'll
no?
do that, no? Oh, na-late ako. Sino yan? Attorney, pakibasa nga.
Yeah. So, nalate ako. Hi, Attorney Mira. Mira, okay, Lira. Sir Sonny, and everyone. Si Irie Ligaspi Morris.
Yeah,
Hi,
basta,
Irie. I thought
panoorin mo yung reply nito ha, sa
question.
YouTube. Andun yung tanong mo, pinasok namin, no? Nakapasok yan. Oh, yan. So, yan, na-late siguro hinabol niya. Nag-message kagad sa atin. Okay, may question pa
no,
naman
may
din daw
question
siya.
siya
Anong,
from
ano?
last week.
Okay. So, next week na lang. Sige, next
sayang.
ano mo kagad.
Please, yeah.
Nag 2 jobs
Oo.
po. Jobs po ang husband ko para ma-meet niya
Yeah.
jobs pala, trabaho. Para ma-meet niya
Well
ang financial
done.
requirements sa 18,600. May
Yeah.
mga kakilala po
Tama.
ako sa Pinas na hindi nakapunta dito sa UK dahil hindi namit ng husband ang financial requirement. Ang masama niya, nabuntis ka pa, nandun ka pa, hindi ka makuha-kuha. Hindi naman pwede tumira siguro yung mga tao doon, no? Pwede ba tumira ang mga British citizen doon? As spouse, pwede, no? Sa Pilipinas?
Yeah. Yeah, you would
Oo,
need to
but-
make an application for yung visa, no?
Oo.
Yung nga. But ang problema nga ay kung doon ka, ibig sabihin wala kang kita, hindi siguro sapat yung pera mo, no? Makapunta kayo
Ibig sabihin,
dito.
no, talaga walang pera yung guy, siguro, o babae, as the case may be. So, baliktad na, imbis na ikaw mag-ambisyon pumunta sa UK, ikaw pa ngayon ang pinuntahan sa Pilipinas, no? Baka mamaya, pinapakain mo pa yung British guy, o British girl, as the case may be, no? Ayan, sige. Susunod, hi, good evening.
Yeah, Miss
Oh, si
Giling.
Miss Giling, ikaw nabanggit ka,
Yun na nga.
MM, ha?
Yeah.
Binanggit ka ni
So,
attorney, no? Sige, hi, good evening
kanina
po.
pa,
Happy
yeah.
Thursday po, sir and ma'am. Sorry po, late na ako. Ayan, okay.
Wala akong
At least pumasok ka.
Fine.
Huli man at magaling, nakahabol din. Ayan. Kaya lang, yun nga lang, wala ka nang napakinggan, kundi yung greetings mo na lang, no? Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. Attorney, baka meron ka pang nais idagdag siguro, baka na bigla, meron pala akong dapat nakalimutang point na banggitin doon sa tinalakay ko. Kung meron man, go ahead, or if you have any shoutouts, go right ahead, please, Attorney.
Yeah, no, just to say again, look, thank you for tuning in po, no? I know it's a big ask and it's such a pleasure nga, no, to be joined by you, no? So it's please, no, join us again next time, and I'm looking to deal again with the more controversial issue next week. So we'll publish that nga. So yeah, no, thank you very much. I truly am humbled. Lagi kong sinasabi to, but it is true. I'm humbled by the time, the effort, no, the questions, the very good questions, actually, quite challenging questions that we had nga today. So thank you po. It's always a pleasure, and it's always definitely a pleasure to be with the legendary, no, the guapo. Sorry.
Well, okay, attorney. Okay, that's nice. Thank you. I mean, that's what friends are for. We have to compliment each other, and it's truly an enjoyable evening when we're together. No, well, it doesn't detract from the fact that you can, siyempre, pagka may emergencies tayo, for example, like I wouldn't be able to do the show and you do the show. Pero iba pa rin na talaga yung masaya tayo because we have our yung ating candid na mga usapan, no? So napakaganda niya, no? So yeah, alam mo, nag-stick sa mind ko yung sinabi ni May Tigbaw, no? Na that is love. Love yung husband niya. He had to do 2 jobs to be able to meet the required 18,600. Di ba? Some other guys, meron akong kilalang na may mga they take advantage of women and girls in the Philippines. Maaanakan lang, pero minsan nakadalawa na. Di ba? Kala kasi, dahil baka may hope pa rin, nakadalawa pa. Nakaisa na muna, tapos nakadalawa. Tapos hindi makarating yung pamilya. So, so ayun ho ang problema. Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. And I hope you guys enjoyed, the program we had today. It's not only about immigration, pati kayo ho, because we engage with you. We involve you. We acknowledge yung mga messages nyo. That means that, at least andyan ho kayo. And we're so glad and happy na kayo ho ay partaking with us in this program and being involved, no? So maraming salamat ho. So truly we're thankful, Attorney Lira, me and Direct Pao are truly thankful and grateful na you're keeping us company, no? So sa ngalan ho ni Attorney Lira SIMON-CABATBAT at yung ating director si Paula Perez, ito po si Sonny LARAGAN nagsasabing thank you very much for keeping us company, at sana huwag kayong magsawang sumabaybay sa atin every happy Thursday. So till then, Sonny here, and Attorney Lira and Direk saying bye-bye, take care, and good night. Bye!
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you. So you can be there for them.